Alright, Blake, Phoenix, Jay, this is me doing a VOD analysis of our match last night. So, stats wise, Phoenix, you went 10-10, I went 14-10, fucking went 13-11, excuse me, 11. Our Rocket did 2-5, went 2-5, and Jay, you went 8-8. Okay. Their stat wise, they did a lot better, and we're gonna see why they did a lot better. Okay. So I'm gonna announce the characters that we went, what happened at each fight from beginning to end. This may be a long VOD for everybody to watch, but it will be posted on my YouTube. Okay. It might be posted on my YouTube if I can't post it on Discord, but it will be posted somewhere. Okay, let's go all the way forward. That is not what I meant, game. Alright, right here. If the characters will load up. Okay. So it is a little slow moving because I am somewhere in a private area trying to record and stuff, so it looks like it's not moving too well. But this is just to kind of like get a quiet area for things to go. It looks really bad though. Like a little bit stock motion-y, but understandable. Okay, so let me see if I can give me 2 seconds. I will continue the VOD review. I think there is a plug in this area somewhere. Give me 1 second, guys. Alright, I am back. This should help it with it being looking fuzzy and stuff. So, back to what I was saying. Alright, so this right here, okay? So, let's rewind a bit. Let's rewind a bit. So right here, okay? Look at our positioning on this fight right here, okay? Number 1, I should not be in the front line, okay? Blake is already doing his job. But Phoenix, you need to be frontline. No matter what, you could have put your nest right behind this rock right here. Or right behind right here. Out of the enemy sight. Because you're the tank. You should not be back here with the healers at all whatsoever. Okay? Now, we're at a stalemate and we can't push them back because we have no front line. Which is why a shield tank, or like I said, Phoenix being up, should have been right here. Okay? Because look at where I'm at. I'm just up in the front. Brawling with them. Not brawling, but trying to get them off. Okay? So,
be right back.
We're still brawling. Now, when you pinged the Scarlet Witch, they were being pushed back. Okay? And we were just all over here. Jay, you shouldn't have used your E. Okay, and the rocket should not have put the freaking relay all the way back here, because that's not gonna spawn anybody back. Okay, that's one thing and foremost. Okay, so at the same time, I get that she is flanking us and behind us, but we should not be scared to walk up and be discombobulated like this, because we are on a time limit to capture the point. If she's not doing anything to us, we should not worry about it. Okay, so that's just the thing for next time. Okay, because look, now we done lost somebody because nobody is up with us, because you, Jay, and Phoenix were all the way back here, while me and Corpse Ghost were frontlining, basically. And he died for frontlining because we had no tanks. Okay? Blake does his job to fight the Scarlet Witch, which is correct. Okay? And this is where I try and go behind you, Phoenix, but you still walk back. You shouldn't be walking back when a healer is right there healing you. Okay? And on the Rockets part, that is a bad placement for the infinite ammo, because look at how they are positioned. Even if I move up to help Blake with right here, I wouldn't be able to help him with that, because look at how it's placed. Okay? So now, Blake, this is a problem on your part, because now, even though you got her off the high ground, the Magneto immediately sees that and bubbles himself to protect himself. So now you're fighting a 2v1, and Psylocke is firing at you. I try to come and help, or me and Phoenix tries to come and help you, but you die. Okay? And that is where pushing happens, and that is why sometimes there are no heals being present, because of how far back we are. Because if Phoenix was up here, okay, if Phoenix was up here, Jay could have healed him. That is why when we push or go after somebody, we do it as a team. And Blake, this is a thing to you as well. You should have backed off when the Scarlet Witch got off high ground. Like I said before, you did your job. That's the thing. You back off, because you're also a tank. We have no front line. Okay? Phoenix is our front line, but he's backlining. Okay? And that's why I was saying with Phoenix, you need to drop your spider nest right here, or somewhere in an area like behind this rock, or drop a web at your feet so that you can frontline. And then when you take too much damage, you can get into your spider web range or your spider nest range and get more heals that way. Okay. So we're still at a stalemate. We're still brawling with them. We can't push because Phoenix is behind us. We can't really do much. And guess what? The Scarlet Witch is back. She kills me. Well, him and the Magneto kill me for it. Okay. So look. So now our DPS is back here. And now we're being pushed back. Okay. Now this is where Blake goes Magneto and stuff, but I feel like he could have stayed Thor because, like I said, Phoenix should have been more up. Okay. So I'm dead. I zip line. I come back and whatnot. So I'm still shooting. Okay. The Groot is just by himself. Okay. So that's fine. He walled that off. That's fine. If we wanted to go that way, we would have shot it off, but we did not. Okay. Keep shooting. We're still at a stalemate, by the way. So we're pushing, right? Now we're pushing collectively as a team. Okay. Two things could have happened here. Okay. For me as Punisher, if the line of sight is just down the middle, I can sneak around and set up a turret and just fire away on high ground, because another way pro players do is that they go up this way and choose to fight up here, right? Up here on this high ground, instead of just fighting in this kind of like alleyway type deal. Okay, that is what most pro teams do, because I never see them go down the middle or down main as what a lot of people say. Okay, so either way, we're pushing them back. The Groot kills me. The Blake kills them. They're only, well, yeah, they're tank, right? And so this is where the bubbling comes into effect, Blake, because you should have bubbled Jay. Phoenix could have lived on his own if he put a goddamn spider nest right here. And all it would have did to you, Blake, since you had your shield out, was just hit your shield. So now we had, and the group killed our other DPS. So now we're forced to push back because of the Luna ult. I don't know why they switched the damage. That's kind of crazy. Phoenix wastes his ult trying to touch point, but that's not what you should do. You should use her ult to claim a point. So like he should have used the ult like when we were on the point. So that was a waste. Okay, because he got killed. Then you kill the Scarlet Witch in rebuttal. Okay, so now it is just me. Well, it's just you, the Rocket, and here I come because I know how to get back fast with ziplining with Punisher. Okay, so now I kill the Psylocke, and now I set up a turret. Okay, the reason why I set up a turret is because he is putting up walls, and somehow, since they were being pushed back, you would have not got hit by that wall, and I bet you didn't know that this wall was right there. Because a really good Groot would always put their walls on indestructibles or in unsuspecting areas. So for example, he put a wall right there just in case if we went this way. Okay, he could put it up here, but he did not. But he put it right there and right there behind you. Groot's walls are his DPS, basically. If we destroy those, he does not get any bonus health, any DPS whatsoever. So I set up a turret because they basically just being campy, right? I would call it that. This is where everybody should have pushed in, because with my turret, it does a great ton of damage, and so they will have to force to hide. Same with the tanks. They can't absorb that much damage. That much bullets, that much damage, okay? So, Blake, you're by yourself. I'm producing covering fire, and they're forced to ult to keep everybody alive, right? So, now the rocket does a good placement of the infinite ammo. But the thing about it is that it's almost like it's touching the Cloco, right? So I'm shooting. The Bucky walks forward. That's a good idea. But Blake, you should've... Wait. Yeah. You should've kept fighting. Okay? Because the reason why I said comms are important is because right here, you should have said, hey, do we have a support ult to fight on this? If we said no, you back off. But if we do, you don't back off, because that is how you lose space as a tank. Okay? So the Bucky's shooting. You walk back up. The infinite ammo is gone, and I asked Jay, we have cloak ult, so I asked him to ult, and I ult behind him, because Punisher's ult is a slow startup and it needs protection. Okay, so while we're pushing, now we got the damage amplifier, which is good because we are in range of it. So this was a good time for me. This was a good call on me for Jada ult, because the Groot ulted, and I tell Jay, hey, let's ult and you can protect me. So the thing about Punisher and Rocket is that when there's a damage amplifier and Punisher ults, he can kill through all support ults. Okay? He can kill through Lunas, he can kill through Cloak and Daggers. That's why I always want the Rocket to time the ults with other offensive ults, because you can do a lot of damage. Same with Score Girl and stuff. I've seen that happen. Okay? But Rockets tend to just troll. Okay? So now I'm just mowing them down, and they're forced to go back. Because even though the Bucky died, they're forced to go back because of this. And this is how we claim the point as a whole. Okay? So fast forward, I kill the Cloak and Dagger, right? And so now this is a good play on me, because that Punishers do that. Good Punishers do that. They put the turret on the convoy to help push it. Bucky and Punisher are characters that can help push the convoy. Okay? So if we need somebody that doesn't rely on off angles, just mainly pushes the cart and stuff, play Bucky or Punisher. Okay? So now, Blake and Phoenix, this is where y'all need to play up, because now they are trying to get my turret, and if y'all are frontlining, y'all can take the fire for me, and I can still do my damage as a whole. Okay? And Blake, you can stand on the cart with me and shield, because your shield is on a 3-second cooldown, which is the fastest shield in the game. Okay? You bubbled me though at the last minute while my thing is destroyed. Okay? And I do a smoke screen to kind of just throw off their vision. Okay? So now both you and Phoenix are doing good, because look at the positioning now. Their support is all alone, and their team is staggered. Which staggered means they're not in position, they are out of position and stuff like that. Okay? So by this point, they shouldn't even be in this area. They should be in this area. Okay? But the only way for the Luna to practically heal them is if she is behind him. She is not, and that should have been a free kill right there. Okay. But anyway, we get a kill on the group. We cut them off from their support. Okay, which is a good deal. Okay. But I also die in return from the Magneto, which is kind of crazy as hell. Okay. Now, Phoenix is shooting them, keeping from returning to their team, and he gets a kill on the Magneto trying to escape back, because what they should have did was loop around instead of just trying to fight or go up here. Okay. So the Psylocke died. I did not know that the convoy could push that infinite ammo. Oh, very, very interesting. That is good to know. Okay, but anyways, so Blake is doing a good job frontlining. Blase, let's keep going. Okay, so now I say Scarlet Witch is flanking, right? So guess what? Everybody sees this, and he goes up. Okay. Mind you, Bucky can take her on in a 1v1 because his abilities give him bonus health, so he can brawl for just about a little bit. Okay. But we should not have all turned around just yet. Okay. Now, Blake, you abandoned your position to help him, which I understand, but he really wasn't engaging with anybody. So now you used your ability for no reason, for practically no reason, and so now we lost it. Now this is what you could have used your shield on, okay? Because look at where Phoenix and Jay are, and our other support are. That is a good play on the Psylocke's part, because they're essentially diving with a burst ult, and that's what Psylocke has. Okay, you could have bubbled Jay. Phoenix would have been fine. You could have bubbled Jay and hopped in the ult yourself. And here's why I say you should have hopped in yourself. Because the more people that are in this ult, the more the damage kind of like spreads out, and instead of stacking on 1 or 2 people. Okay, because the total slashes is 8. And they both died because of it. Okay. That is why when in pro players like North America and stuff, they play together when there's a Psylocke on the other team, because when they burst ult, they only burst ult to pick somebody off or to force a support ult. They bursted ulted to pick somebody off. That is when we should have played together and whatchamacallit, cut that option off. Because even if they did that option, like I said, the damage would have spreaded, because here's why. Because during, let's say if we were grouped up theoretically right here and the Psylocke burst ulted, Blake, you could have bubbled the support. They would have got slashed 1 time. Everybody gets slashed just about like 1 time, right? So then Jay, hold on, let me switch. Jay could have thrown his heal bubble down, and whoever stood in it would have got healed and more ult to him. Okay? That is why it's important that when we identify flankers and stuff, we stick together and not be able for the opposing people to pick us off like this. Okay? But we're getting to that understanding later. Okay? So now the Luna is trolling, and the reason why I said the Luna was trolling is because you never want to switch to damage. You never do. But he switches back again. They're pushing us, and the Bucky dies because we have no front line now. Okay? That's why I said we should push back. Okay.
You stop them in their tracks.
And always, 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 when we're playing against a group, destroy the walls, please. Okay. So we're shooting. Do. He drops the infinite ammo right there. I'm shooting. I'm pushing them back because of my infinite ammo. Because that gives me the most damage. Okay, so I'm shooting, and Phoenix, again, you are playing backline again. You should be up front with me and, Blake. Okay? You are a tank at the end of the day. Okay? So now Blake is just frontlining by himself. With Phoenix, if Phoenix was up there, we would have got more advantage from it, okay? So Blake has to hide because he's taking a lot. Okay? So boom, boom, boom. Another combo on us between me and Jay because like I said, Punisher's ult has a slow startup. And guess what? Because I bursted his Magneto ult, we both lived. And so now they don't have any defense against that. Because earlier they used Luna ult. And now they use Magneto ult to try and stop. And so guess what? I forced the Magneto's hand in using that ult. So now he could not kill Jay at all, just like how Magneto is supposed to do. Okay, so boom, boom, boom. I'm just shooting away. So I kill both of their tanks right off the bat. So this is where everybody should be pushing. Okay, which is a good ult on Phoenix's part because we were able to push a little bit more. But he should have kept going all the way in the center. Wait, let me check your cooldowns actually. Okay. So where in the heck did you put your, oh my goodness. Okay, so a thing about Phoenix, so a thing about her ult is that you actually can connect the spider nest mines with your ult mines and do a lot more damage because of how I told you before where they connect with these spider webs. You could have did that with the spider nest. You could have put it right here, did the ult, and kept it going. That would have did a whole lot of damage, which is what you see a lot of times in my ults as well, because every 3 seconds the spider nest deploys mines. So with all those spider webs right there, that's a lot of mines. Okay. But we claim the point anyway with 2 minutes. Okay. Now they use their ult. Okay. Now we can't fight on it. Okay. You killed their Scarlet Witch. So now look at the positioning and where we're at right now. Why is our tank back here? Why are both of our tanks backlining? Okay. Y'all should have been up front. You have mines everywhere. Let them walk into it. Okay? Deploy your spider nest. It is still all the way back there, Phoenix. Deploy your spider nest. Okay? Infinite ammo, again. Damage on my part because we are fighting right here. Okay? Now, I don't know how they did not shoot you when you were low health, because anybody would have got punished that really, really hard. Okay? You killed their Psylocke, but you die. Okay? And Jay, this is on you, because look at what you did. You used the Life Force, which is okay, but you should have waited for him to come back down. Then you panicked trying to keep him alive, and you threw it at the, I don't know, what do you call that thing? The bridge. So you missed him entirely. So now look at who you're aiming at because of the bodies. So essentially, we're keeping you from healing, Blake, but not really, because you missed the orb of light. Like I told Phoenix, also, throw the orb of light at the ground. Collectively at the ground. Because when you do that, you will be able to heal more than just one person. And Blake could have simply stayed in the bubble. And he would have lived right here. So that is where that is where you and Phoenix need to practice if y'all are going to play Cloak and Dagger. Please, please, please throw the orb of light at the ground. Not up at a wall, not up at a ceiling, anything. If you need to heal somebody, Cloak and Dagger have auto aim. Dagger has auto aim and Cloak has auto aim. Okay? And all you need to do to heal yourself is by being literally next to somebody like this. Like this. That is it. Okay? And if I need to show you guys how to do that as support, I am willing to play support for many games we need. Okay? So now, I'm frontlining, which I shouldn't be doing. But the Bucky ults, they ulted in response to keep everybody alive. Okay? So now, I'm trying to hide behind Phoenix, but you back up. Okay, so now again I'm frontlining a little bit. Now Blake comes back. He's frontlining. We get walled off. This is where you, Jay, you, Phoenix, and everybody else on the team attack the group walls. Do not attack the group walls with Dagger's bullets. Switch to Cloak and auto aim the walls. You can do that. Phoenix, turret the walls. Everybody, target these walls. Because either we still would have died, or you would have had an opening, a split opening to heal us. Or Jay, if you couldn't have destroyed the walls, you could have hopped on that broken thing right there and healed me through that corner. But we still died. Well, yeah, I still died anyway. Okay, so now, let's rewind a little bit, because that was fast. Okay, so, when I died, let's rewind a little bit. Oh, I'm at 1.25, goddamn. Okay. So right here, the Scarlet Witch is ulting, right? And so Blake, you're trying to hit her. That is not your responsibility. Okay? She is aiming for everybody over here. Okay? The responsibility of this falls on Jay and Phoenix. And the reason why I say that is because I believed y'all could have killed her before her ult even popped. Because here's why. Because Phoenix, you used your web too early. You used your web too early. So now it's on a cooldown of 3 seconds. Okay. Jay, you should have worried about keeping yourself alive. Switch to Dagger. I meant Cloak. And auto-aiming her. Okay? If everybody collectively aimed at her, she would have died. Okay, in my opinion. I'm not sure. Don't take my word for it, but I think she should have died. 9 times out of 10, when she ults, she should have died. Because the reason why is this. Look at where their group, look at where their Magneto is. The only person to protect her virtually is Magneto, because he can bubble her. He did not bubble her at all. So everybody should have laid into her. Okay? Phoenix, the reason why I say that part is on you, because you used your web early and you did not see where she was coming from. Everybody has a red exclamation mark on their screen. If you don't, you need to turn that on. Because when you see a red exclamation point, do not panic and wait till she comes into view. Okay? Right here, her body was into view. And so you should have webbed and hit her. she had no speed boost, anything. You should have webbed her right here. You should have waited till she came into view and did that. And because this is what I call a panic option right here, because you panicked after hearing the ult. Okay? So, now everybody is shooting at her, but she kills 2 of our people at the same time.
Now, a disappearing act.
And now Blake is dead, trying to come back to y'all. That is why I said, Blake, you should have just kept frontlining. Okay? Because Phoenix should have been the one to save our Bucky and Jay. Okay, so let's keep going. Wait a minute. Trying to see something also. Hold on. So your spider nest is on cooldown. Okay. Again, your thing should not be that. If you were on a web, I would understand. Your E is available. You should have used it immediately when your spider nest died. So now, because of that, your health goes back to 650, and now you're really not a beefy tank. Okay? So, eventually, you die because of their support playing DPS, essentially. And I kill the Scarlet Witch from spawn. Blake is still doing a good job at frontlining, but he gets closed off. Okay? He bubbles himself to keep himself alive and stuff like that. Now, Blake, the last thing you should be doing as Magneto is bubbling yourself. And I keep saying that a lot, but it's the truth. You have 2 DPS. Punisher can easily destroy Groot's walls. Easily. It would have been different if we had a Moon Knight. Okay? But we have Punisher. He can easily destroy the Groot walls. You have nothing to worry about. As long as we destroy the regular wood wall first, and instead of the black wood wall, you would have been fine. Okay? So, now, we're fighting, we're pushing, they have their line of sight on us. Now, this was a good play, Phoenix, because you're set up at a different angle, you're set up on an off angle, and you are firing at their support. Okay? Which forces their team to be like, oh crap, we have a Penny up here firing at us, because look at where the supports now are firing, right? So now, because of the line of sight is gone from that one healer, we push. I think, yeah. Everybody used their ults, because everybody freaking panicked, okay? Not us, though. We coordinated ours. They panicked. And the reason why I said they panicked is because look at you. Look at where you are, Phoenix. Nobody's contesting you. Okay? You could have set up, you could have continuously shot at them, mines and whatnot, webbed them, all that stuff, right? So you're just free firing. Nobody's contesting you at all. The only person that can contest you on that off angle is Psylocke. But the Psylocke wasn't even there. Okay? So I'm firing, trying to kill the supports, but I don't know what happened. I don't know why I died there, because I guess the cloak ult wasn't right there, which is kind of weird. But I wouldn't really call that my fault, I guess, because it was right there, then it just disappeared, but I don't know. Okay, good bubble on Blake's part. Now, the Bucky saved his ult for last, which is actually the best thing you can do in a fight. Okay? Because My ult was specifically used to bait out all ults, okay? And that is why that was a panic, because they used 2 ults at the same time. You never want to do that in a fight. You never want to do that in a fight. You want to pop the support ults first. I mean, you don't want to double stack your support ults, because if an offensive ult goes off, we'll have no defense on it. They have no defense, which is why the Bucky went crazy right here. Okay? Yes, that is why the Bucky went crazy right there and team wiped them, because they did not have any defense against that. Okay? That is why I'm saying, do not panic. Please say who's going to ult first, or I will direct you guys in who ults first. Okay? You never want to double stack support ults. Again! Okay, so now, fast forward a little bit. I tell people to get off. Alright, let's slow down right here. Alright, so this is where both you, the Rocket just trolled right there. He just wasted infinite ammo. That was the worst place to put it, honestly, when we're still pushing the cart. But now, let me think. Phoenix, this was kind of a very odd spot to put the spider nest in. You could have put it more like in this corner, for example. Actually, no. No. You could have put it actually more. You could have put it more like up here, I guess, like right in here, because even though it's in the opening, we're still kind of like pushing them a little bit. So yeah, he just kind of wasted the infinite ammo. And you wasted your ult, because if you were gonna ult, you should have connected the webs that the ult deploys from the spider nest all the way up here and down all the way here. Okay, because they will travel that far. You think I'm lying, but they will travel that far, because those mines, look, because every time the spider nest deploys, they just sit there until somebody just walks in. But if you connect the spider webs from your ult to this, the spider mines will basically follow on those webs that you deploy and attack the opposing team wherever you run around it, basically. Because the reason why it does that is that it detects movement on the spider webs. And so guess what? When they see that it's movement, they will rush to whoever's there, no matter who is on it. That's why I say keep hopping when we have a spider, a penny on the opposing team, because a good penny will do that. And so if you keep hopping, it won't detect, and we can possibly still fight her and still damage her and stuff like that. You can easily destroy a cloak ult in that as well. And the reason why I say that is because their body will be on the spider webs. So if they try to web, so if you ult, right, and you connect the spider nest with the webs and stuff and create a path line, and let's say the cloak ulted, all the spider mines will just attack, and eventually kill her. I'm so serious. And I've done that too. And it's wild as I don't know what. Because it recognizes them as touching the spider mines and kills them. Okay? But that is a tip for next time. When you have ult, wait, then deploy the spider nest. then play connect the dots with the spider nest, and just run along in the pathway, because what you needed to do was start right here and then go with it, okay? Because if you're gonna play Penny Tank, you need to know that tip all the time. Because now the spider nest is just sitting there deploying mines, and guess who's destroying it? She was destroying it, but the Bucky got her attention, right? So now look, it's still just sitting there deploying mines every 3 seconds. And you wasted your and now you're not deploying any of your webs to keep your health up. And so your spider nest is all the way, well, it's destroyed now, but your spider nest was all the way back there. If you're gonna frontline and fight, like I said, put a web right there, okay? So now, continuing, their Groot actually messed up the cloak, because look at what's happening. He closed off the cloak, which is why I said that they were trolling and stuff. When I say that people are trolling, this is what I mean, because the Groot closed off. Also, that is hefty amount of range. That is crazy. But they closed off cloak. They wasted their ult. Okay? All we really had to do was just fight back here, and we would have been fine. Okay? Like back here in this area right here. Somewhat. Okay? So at this point, Phoenix, you should not be fighting on that thing. You should not be fighting on it. Nobody should be fighting on it. Okay? We should be hanging back here. Here. Look at all this open area that we have. Okay? Now, look at what's happening here. Phoenix, you're focused. You deploy your spider nest just right dead center. Which is crazy when you have a spot right here. And then guess what? It would have helped the back line as well. Okay? Me, Blake, and the Bucky are focusing the Scarlet Witch.
This is real firepower.
Right? Now, Jay, you are at 96. And I'm gonna switch to your perspective. Okay? Look at your cooldowns. Okay? You're getting targeted by Psylocke, right? And you said you died to Psylocke. Okay? You want to know how you could have avoided that? You could have switched to cloak, immediately used your dodge ability, and got right over here. Because you will be out of the line of sight of her, and we instantly could have turned around her, because with infinite ammo she would have died so easily. That is why I'm saying with flankers, they're trying to pick you off. Don't let them be able to pick you off. Okay? That is really not on anybody else's like doing, and I'm gonna be putting this to everybody blunt as possible, even to myself, because I'm also at fault. But with you, Jay, this is entirely on you, because it would have been different if you did not have if you had a cooldown on your dodge ability. I don't care wherever you're getting attacked at. If you are getting attacked and you don't have the quickest vision of seeing where you're getting attacked from, just immediately just dodge and move out of the way. Okay? That is for anybody to know. If you don't know where anything is coming from, do not stay in the line of sight of the firing. Please back up or get out of the way. Okay? You could have easily denied the line of sight from her if you dodged and went this way towards where me, Bucky, Rocky Raccoon, and Blake were. Okay? So that is entirely on you, Jay. Because that way you could have lived. You then, guess what? You're also on cooldown for your Orb of Light. When you dodged, you could have thrown it at your feet, you could have healed yourself, and then you could have ulted. Because by that time, I'm at 85. And so I would have had my ult in time with how much damage I was producing. Because I could have just kept firing at them, and it would have been a clean slate. Okay? So, but Phoenix, you should be not, like I said, fighting on this ult. Okay? You should not be fighting on this ult at all. Like, because not only are you getting damaged, but your spider nest is gonna get damaged. And so Jay dies, right? Well, lucky for you, the cloak and the cloak ult ended. Okay, so we're still firing. The thing goes away, and now I'm at 92. Okay, 94, 96, 98, and whatnot. And now they push because we're down a healer now.
I am ready to put on a show.
I killed their tank, but now I'm low. And now the Psylocke ulted me. Yep. And we die. And now it is only Blake and Phoenix there. Everybody else is dead. That is how we could have won that fight. Because that is really how we could have won that fight. And that is why it's important that even if you're getting attacked, please move out of the way of the line of sight of where you're getting fired at, blase and stuff. And make sure to heal yourself. So that is how we lose that fight. Okay, so now fast forwarding up to here. Okay.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Fast forwarding. Fast forwarding.
I'm just dying.
That's how we do it.
So Jay, with that light screen thing, what you want to do is wait till somebody's actually like getting damaged a lot. So if we're in a group fight, you should have waited to well, right there you should have waited to use that. You could have just hit with your primary fire. It was just somebody poking and that was it. Okay? Nobody used their abilities at all until there is an actual fight. Okay? The only people that should be using their abilities is, for example, me, because I need to set up a turret. Blake, Phoenix, and our Bucky. Okay? Jay, your ability cooldowns are important because you use them to dodge, you use them to heal, and you use them to gain ult as quickly. You see, to get ult fast enough. Okay? So continuing, they're appearing right here. I set up turret, blase. Okay? So on the right side, Blake sees that a Moon Knight is right here. So he does a good job at getting rid of the Moon Knight off the high ground, right? But since they are right here, and I said that they are all right here, right? He kills the Moon Knight, but look at what happens here. Okay? He continues the fight. And now guess what? You got frozen. This is to you, Blake. You got frozen. Look at how many people there are right here. They can literally turn to you and start attacking you right now. Which they do. Not even the rest of the team knows that you're right there. Okay? But everybody else knows that you are. So guess what? You forced the fight after killing somebody. You didn't really kill Chase, but you still forced a fight when it wasn't there. Okay? Because you got a kill on him with your range because there was no healer, which was a good job. But you should have backed up in the awakening rune. Yeah, you got a kill with it and stuff, and you don't want to waste it. But you should have backed up because look at where he blocked you off at. He blocked you off right here and right here. He didn't even block off this way, which would have been more understandable. But he blocked you off that way and blocked his team off. Okay? Now, you're fighting a Groot, a Psylocke, and a Luna Snow all by yourself. And now, you're backing up to a wall, which already is bad because it's not too bad, but it could have been bad if the Groot walled off this area and you backed up into here. Okay? Because when you said that you got walled off, you didn't really get walled off. Okay? And the reason why I said it's because you should have immediately backed up right here. And even if he walled you off, your top priority should have been to destroy the wall by yourself. Okay? You walked into that wall. Okay? And now you died because of it. Alright? So now, even though you got a kill, they got a kill in the process. So now we're down a tank. Okay? So now, we're still fighting in this area right here. Doing that, blase, blase, do. They're trying to destroy your spider nest, do. Now you disengage it, but you don't bring it back out. Okay? Now this is where they start flanking. Okay? Because now, Phoenix, you should have turned around and started immediately coming back. Okay? Because my turret is gone now. Okay. We don't have ult for that fight. They have ult for that fight. Cause look, they have 2 ults. We have none. So we should have played more passively when we don't have 2 defensive ults. Okay? Because the reason why we didn't have it for that fight when we could have was because A, Blake died, and B, they turbo healed from me doing damage in here, and yeah, okay. Excuse me. So, Phoenix, you should have backed up, okay, because the Luna comes in over here, and guess what? They still ulted. I don't even know why they used an ult right there, but that was kind of troll-ish. Okay. So, we can't fight on that. Our healer dies. I try to ult, but like I said, when I ult, I need to get protected. Okay. Jay, what you could have did right here was you could have thrown an orb down. Wait, did you throw an orb? I don't know if you did or not. Oh, never regular reload as cloak and dagger. Always switch to cloak, then back to dagger to immediately get your reload back instantly. So now, did you have your cooldown at all? Yeah. So right here, what you should have did was, since you have your E, you should have thrown it right here immediately. Because the rocket and the Bucky are together. Okay? And then if anybody was taking damage, or anybody wanted to join that fight, with that E right there, with the Orb of Light right there, you would have got your Cloco almost close there, right? So now you try to destroy the Groot walls, but that should not be your priority right now. Cause look, our Bucky is taking damage heavily, right? And he's forced to ult. Now look at our healer. He's dead because there was no E placed. And now the priority of destroying the Groot walls should have been me and Phoenix, okay? Because we have range firing. You should have thrown your E down on the battlefield so that Blake could go into it and fight in it, so that the Rocket could get some heals from it and whatnot, okay? So instead of being right here, you could have positioned yourself right over here, okay? Because, and the reason why I say that is because Phoenix is right here. Phoenix is right here. He's targeting the Moon Knight, right? And their flanker, aka Psylocke, is right here. Nobody would have hit you, okay? Because when I ult, they're gonna hard focus fire on me, okay? Which they did. Judge, jury, cause you can hear it. Judge, jury, boop, I died, right? See, look how hard focused I got. I'm talking about literally 3 shots on me and I'm dead, okay? And like I said, Jay, you could have positioned yourself right here because their healer is out of position. So, but Phoenix, you should have not hard pressured that support. They're already out of the way. Okay? This is where you should have helped your team in dealing with Groot and Magneto. Because look, the Bucky is just taking on everybody in the center. And Jay, you're still up here. Okay? Again, you threw your orb too late. You should have been through it. Okay? Cause look, now you're at 69. Look how fast you built it just by primary firing. See, look. You built it just by primary firing. Imagine how much more you could have did it if you threw it earlier. So now, look where everybody else is now. The Moon Knight and the Dagger are close together now. And now they're just pressuring because we don't have anything. So look, Blake is taking damage from Monk and got pressured. So we lost that one. That is how we lost that one. And when I say when I ult and I need protection, I need protection. Okay? I'm just being blunt as hell. I need protection. Okay, because the only way for me to even be protected is if I ult. If I do my ult on a defensive ult. That's the only way. And I could have waited, but I feel like you could have thrown your E on me at that point when I ulted. So that when they hard focus me, you could have just kept going. Because I would have survived in the E plus your primary fire. Because it does a lot of healing. I would have survived to do something. Because if somebody was out of position, they would have died instantly. But it's okay. So I got the turret out. Jay, you're out of position. You should be right over here in this area. Okay? So you're still out of position. We're getting pushed back. We have no tank in the front lines at all. Phoenix, you could have put your web on the stairs right here, actually. So now this is where the blunder moments come in. Okay? So you and the Rocket are extremely out of position. Okay? Because we are over here, y'all are over there. as healers and supports, that is a no-no. Okay? And guess what? The Psylocke is targeting our support. He's just stuck and died. You try to play DPS and take on the Psylocke by yourself. That's also a no-no. Okay? Because now look, you're fighting a 1v1. Now they have time to react. Cause look, now the Psylocke is getting healed by the Luna, and the Magneto is coming for you as well. So that's bad. What you should have did was, you should have went through here and looped around, or when we lost that fight, you should have followed where everybody else was going, which is out of the spawn room and towards the right. Okay? You do not want to pick a fight on that other side unless we are pushing them. Okay? Or, if you were already right next to this door, you should have went through this door to partner up with Blake and literally loop around this way instead of looping all the way back. But everybody dies to good job resetting Blake, but we all died to Moon Knight ult. Okay. So the Psylocke's trying to chase you, but you came back to your team, which is good. Right here, okay. This is where the rocket did not troll, and we're actually trying to do as much damage as possible, okay? So here, right here, okay? This is a good off angle for you, Phoenix. But the main thing is that you do not have any way to hit them, because you could have hit them actually right over here. Yeah, right here. You could have walked through this doorway and sat right here. But instead, you fire at the bridge. Okay? But you instantly make a hole and try to fight right here. But now look how much time you wasted trying to shoot the bridge. Okay? So now, back over here, we're taking damage, right? That wasn't a bad E. But what you could have did is that you could have used your E right there. And now you got ult, right? You could have saved us. You could have. Because this point, we need to stop that point. Okay? Because this is a fight. And because we didn't use the cloak ult to touch point, nobody touched it. So we lose that one.
Vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Phoenix gets brought back. Now, I don't know why everybody is backing up over here. If they are pushing, we should have pushed back this way, not that way. And here, this is another blunder moment, because our Rocket Raccoon wasted the offensive ult, our damage buffing ult, and in response to being ulted himself, which is stupid. Okay? That was totally his fault. He should have just died, not used the ult whatsoever. There was nothing that y'all could have did right here. That was just a crap ton of damage. So now it's just me and the Bucky. Okay? And so Jay, again, you didn't use your ult when we touched the point, which you should have, because as soon as you get ult, Cloak's ult is used to claim a point as a defensive ult, or to push a point. Push a domination point, push a convoy point, either way. for you and Phoenix, okay? So, me and the Bucky are fighting, blah, taking damage, doot, right? When you're taking damage and no healers are present, find cover. That's what I did, okay? I found cover, I used my smoke grenade to move, blah, right? So, right here, Phoenix, you should have put your spider webs right over here, immediately. And Jay, you should have ulted right here, okay? You should have been ulted, actually. I'ma just be real. Because now it's another fight. So, I don't know how nobody saw the ring of light, but I did, and everybody died. Okay? So, like I said, Jay, you held your ult. Another thing support players do that I have noticed is that they don't ult. They either use ult too late, or they just waste ults. Okay? Actually, wait. 3 things support players do in most ranks, like silver, gold, platinum, even diamond. Okay? They use their ults. They either hold their ults too late, they stack ults, so both support ults together, or they use it too early. Okay? That right there, you held the ult too late. They're pushing us. We need to create space. Our tank just died. Okay? You, the Bucky, and Phoenix, all 3 died in that ult. And we still have ult right there. And I wanted you to ult so I could do damage. Because the Psylocke would have been forced to move away because of my ult. Okay? It would have forced the Magneto to ult because he was going to target you. And it would have forced him to ult because of me. But I would have lived anyway because I would have blown his thing up. Okay? That is why it's important. Because when I say ult, ult, please. Okay? But again, it's a mistake. It's fine. Alright? It's just something to note next time. When you have ult, use it. Okay? Like I said, you can use a support ult to claim a point, to push. You can use a support ult to push a point, push a domination point or a convoy, to claim a domination point or convoy, and defend a domination point or defend a convoy. So for example, you can use a defensive ult to defend against a Star-Lord ult. You can use a defensive ult for us to fight on. Okay? Right here, you should have did it. Okay? Because it would have forced my ult. Because if they did not pop anything. Because look, we had 2 offensive ults right there. And we had another offensive ult right there too. Okay? So, guess what? Here's how this could have worked in conjunction. If you had ulted, 9 times out of 10, the Bucky would have lived and maybe Phoenix would have lived. Because all they would have had to do, Bucky could have just dashed up and immediately gained his health back, and Phoenix would have just walked up and gained his health back too. Okay? Then, I would have ulted on your ult. Okay? Boom. Then, that forces either the Luna or their cloak to ult. Okay? Then the Magneto either would have held his ult or used it to try and attack UJ to get rid of your ult, but that would have not happened because my bullets destroy his stuff. Okay? Then their best bet would have had to use the Luna ult, and here's why. And I'm about to do that. If they did cloak ult, right? Blake could have could have waited, and while we're pushing with my ult, use his zoning ult to push them even further and possibly team wipe them for that one specific fight. Now, if they had used that ult, it would have been a different story. Okay, but if they had used that ult, Blake could have easily used his ult to push them back because they're going to have to disperse from that circle. Okay? And with your ult and my ult right there, right? That would have pushed them back, and then the Bucky could have team wiped them again. Okay? That is why whoever plays support is the most helpful person on the team. And holding ults is the worst thing you can do. Okay? Now, you may ask that, hey, do I ult now? And I may say no, but if you think you should ult right there, forget the call. Do your own thing. Okay? Because in the heat of the moment, we don't know whether it's the right call or not. Only you do. That goes for everybody. You, me, Blake, Phoenix. If you think it's the right call, go for it. Because you're at a 50-50 shot. It may be the right call, it may not be. It is okay if it's not the right call. Okay? But right here, Jay, you should have ulted. You should have not held it. Okay? Because you would have saved probably Phoenix and the Bucky here. Okay? And you were saying last night that you didn't think you would have touched point. It don't matter about the point. It's about the fight itself. Okay? Because, and so Blake uses his ult in a 1v6, blase. They use their ult. It's a done deal. Yeah. So that is how we ultimately, that's the VOD analysis of that match, and that is how we lost that match overall. Okay? So, couple tips, kind of like end of VOD analysis. Couple tips is, Jay, when you're playing Cloak and Dagger, don't regular reload. Biggest thing, switch to Cloak, then back to Dagger so you can get your bullets right. Okay? When you have ult, and I have ult as well, use it. Okay? Because our team composition was an offensive composition. And the reason why I say that is because Rocket gives Bucky and Punisher value with the infinite ammo. We can spray the whole time, which is why I have 25,000 damage. Okay? You're the only defensive ult in the game. Well, in that match, particularly. Okay? So, whenever you have ult, use that. Okay? 2. Use your dodge, use Cloak's dodge ability. Okay? Because when we were attacking, we could have won that last fight and potentially got that 3rd point. Okay? On overtime. We could have. Okay? 3. Always, this goes for you, Phoenix, when you're playing Cloak and Dagger 2. Aim Dagger's Orb of Light at the ground. Always at the ground. I don't care if I'm playing a flying character, Phoenix is playing a flying character, whoever. Aim it at the ground. Because all we really have to do is just stand in it, and whoever's playing Cloak, they get ult charge. Okay? That can save a lot of tanks' lives. That can save a lot of DPS's lives. Because all we have to do is just group up in it. That is it. Okay? Phoenix. Always switch positions on your spider nest. If it has not taken damage, immediately cancel it and replace it. Reposition it. Okay? 2. When you have your ult, please deploy the spider nest first. Then do your ult and play connect the dots with your spider nest and the web that you deploy on the ground. Okay? You can easily penetrate the opposing backline or front line. Here's what you can do. Okay? You can lift them up and deploy a spider web at the same time. That arachna sweep, when you ult, it is called arachna sweep. You launch them up in the air. It gives you space to put literally a web under them. Okay? Same with the support. It forces people to push back from the area because Penny creates an area of denial. Okay? You can use that to get them off the point, to deploy webs under their feet while they're in the air. Okay? You can use it as an area of denial to penetrate the backline, do all that stuff. Okay? But you have to deploy them at the spider nest, or playing connected dots from the spider nest, which is why when we see a Penny on the opposing team, we find the spider nest first, because that will literally do so much damage to us that it is unreal. Okay? And like I said, it can kill through a Cloak's ult. Okay? That is how crucial that spider nest is in a lot of ways. Okay? Remember to deploy the spider nest first, then ult. Do not ult without that spider nest. Okay? Number 3. When your spider nest gets destroyed and you are on cooldown, please put a web under your feet, or place a web somewhere to escape, because you are only hindering yourself of being at 800 health, which is the requirement for her to be an actual tank. I'm so serious. Because she has no shield at all whatsoever. She doesn't have a wall to defend her. She doesn't have a shield to defend herself. That is your only defense. And then when your spider nest comes back on, deploy it, because it gives you faster health regen. Okay? Blake, when you force somebody off high ground, and when you do that, you may or may not get a kill. If you don't get a kill, do not force a 1v1. Okay? When a 1v1 becomes a 2v2, get out. Okay? You don't want to die. Get out. Okay? The Moon Knight kill was great, but you should have backed out instantly. You could have backed up. Okay? That is really all that I have for us on that match, because my stats, I did really just fine. Okay? And the reason why I say that is because the reason why I say my stats are okay is because I did a whole lot of damage. I destroyed the Groot walls. I did all that stuff and whatnot, but I also put a thing on the turret on the convoy, stuff like that, blase blase. But a lot of things, a lot of the DPS deaths could have been avoided. Looking through it all, a lot of me and Corpse's deaths could have been avoided. Okay, with correct ability usage, ability placements and stuff like that. But yeah, that's about it. I'm down to play tonight. I have orientation for my job today between 1 and 5 Central Time. So I'm down to play tonight. We can still VOD review and stuff like that. Yeah, that's about it.